Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, everybody. Politicians need to start working with a vision, beautiful out there in Africa. Everybody knows that. The world cannot exist without Africa. You can't take it away. That's the reality. We are Africa. You can never take it away. That's not true. You can never take it away. That's not true. You can never take it away. That's not true. You can never take it away. That's not true. I'm gonna run the world, I see many things. I'm gonna run the world, I see many people. Everything we need is right in Africa. Everything we need is right here in Africa. Only what we need is just unity. We got all the things we need, we got great people. You can never take it away, that's the truth. We got everything we need, we got safari in Africa. My desire is to go back to Africa. My desire, retire in Africa. My desire, live a better life in Africa. My desire, is to make it in Africa. My desire, is to fall back in Africa. My desire, living like king in Africa. My desire, everything within Africa. As you join, please share this program. Share this program. Like and share, invite your friends, please. I've gone around the world, I see. I've got to see humanity. We have humanity in Africa. Everything is in Africa. We have everything we need in Africa. There is no doubt about that. And you cannot take it away. That is the truth. So our desire is to go back to Africa. Please share this program. Share this program because I'm coming out to talk about very, very important issues, and I'm also going to give opportunity for calls to come. I want us to have a wonderful and great evening together. I want us to have a wonderful, great evening together. Hello, good evening, people. Good evening, everybody. I want to welcome each and every one of us to this live program, live edition with Patrick Ikem Chronicle this evening. It's my pleasure to have you. I want to say welcome to this wonderful, wonderful, wonderful evening episode. And we are going to be talking about issues that concerns us. You all know that our duty is to continue to bring you all the necessary information and all the necessary education and inspiration that you need in our journey. And for me, it is important that we continue to engage with our people. Very, very important. It's very, very important that we continue to enlighten and educate our people because every day the dynamic is changing and is changing very fast, and you must flow with the trend. There is no doubt about it. If you don't flow with the trend, you will be left behind. Thank you very much for joining. I want to welcome each and every one of us. This is 30th of November 2024. And I can guarantee you that we are stepping into the December month in the next few hours, and it will be a pleasure for all of us to be part of this program. And we also hope that the Lord will lead us through this year so that we enter 2025, because I can guarantee, I can tell you for sure that 2025 have a bigger surprise and a bigger blessing for everybody. And I believe that we are all going to walk into 2025 successfully. We're all going to walk into 2025 as great people, as we walk towards our freedom. That there is something we need to understand, that self-determination and request and the demand for freedom is not against the law. In fact, it is backed by the law. So every human being, every living human being, have a right to self-determination. Don't allow anybody deceive you. That is the truth of the matter. Do not allow anybody make you believe that self-determination is a criminal activity or is a crime. There is no criminality in self-determination, as long as you go with the abiding rules and regulation that guides self-determination, as long as you do not fall into the ambit of criminality in the pursuit of self-determination, you are good to go. And that is why we continue to encourage our people to make sure that we do not fall short of the expectation, because as far as the world is concerned, we have every right to determine freedom. We have every right to determine self-determination. We have every right to take our destiny in our hands. It is an alienable right that is bestowed upon every human being. And but the process is quite long. The process is quite tedious. The process is quite exhausting, but you just have to keep on going, because at the end of the day, what we are talking about is freedom, and the freedom does not come with sentiment. It doesn't come with on a platter of gold. You just have to walk towards it. But don't forget that while you walk towards your freedom, you must also live up to your responsibility. You must also understand that where your right end is where the right of others start. So it is very, very important that we take some of these things into cognizance. And I would like to make this program, as usual, much interactive, as much as we can. It is me and you this evening. This is Mazi Ikem Patrick Ikem Chronicle, coming to you live and direct from Veneto, and it's my pleasure. I want to say welcome once again as you join. I can see that many people are already sharing the program, and I'm very happy to have you this evening share this program. And we are going to deal with the issue of Biafra restoration. We are going to deal with the struggle for Biafra restoration, and I've already put out the title on the moving information below, that Biafra cannot be declared or restored in isolation. And that is what we are going to talk about this evening. And it's going to be a very, very interesting program, because I'm going to also give people the opportunity to call in and make their views known, because everybody have a right also to their to their for their voice to be heard in any situation. And we've seen activities in recent time, how things have continued to move in certain directions, and I can guarantee you that people don't have any reason to be afraid. People have no reason to let their heart quake or allow yourself to be moved. Don't allow yourself to be moved. Whatever you see today happening is natural. These are part of the processes of every struggle. And but it is our responsibility to continue to set the record straight. It is our responsibility to continue to make sure that we do not derail. It is our responsibility to continue to check and balance our effort. And this responsibility is a very big and a grave one. It is a responsibility that is on the shoulder of everybody, as long as you are involved in this struggle. And it's very, very important that we take some of these responsibilities into cognizance to understand that it is a very huge responsibility that awaits everybody. As long as you are involved, you have a very big responsibility. A responsibility to evaluate and reevaluate yourself from time to time to make sure that you are still in line with the ideology, that you are still in line with the concept in which we have, initiated this journey. I can tell you that a lot of people have lost focus. Many have deviated as a result of inability to understand the motive and the reason why they are here and the contribution they should be making. A lot of people are distracted as a result of looking backward and up and down and all over the place, searching for information where there are none. So we have seen things that have happened in recent time. We have also seen, and when you go to my page, my page has become a center of a lot of information where people also converge to get certain updates as regard to how things are going and things like that. So it's very, very important that we just keep tap with our people. But once in a while, as soon as I have the freedom and the liberty, I also come on live stream to have that one-on-one interaction, So it is very, very important that once in a while. And when I also have the time and when I have the freedom, I also participate in a BTV program to make sure that we continue to maintain our audience in the Biafra television setting, which is very, very important for us. But here, I am live here on Patrick Ikem Chronicle, and I would like our people to be part of my interaction today. And what I want to talk about is the restoration of Biafra. Biafra restoration cannot be in isolation, and it cannot be in a foreign or in a strange land. We cannot make declarations in a strange land. We cannot make declaration in a foreign land. Biafra will be declared in Biafra land, and as soon as we do that, we will be able to have the capacity to defend our borders. And that was what Odimegwu Ojukwu did in 1967 when he declared. He didn't run away to go and declare Biafra in a foreign land. He did it on the ground, and everybody were involved. It was not a declaration that was made by a certain group of individuals in isolation in one warehouse somewhere in a foreign land. Absolutely not. Biafra is bigger than that. We cannot limit our struggle to how it had been limited, where certain individuals just wake up in the morning and say they want to declare the sovereign state of Biafra. Absolutely, that is not the Biafra we all desire. A Biafra that will carry everybody along, a Biafra of general consensus, a Biafra for Biafran people, where people must find a way to reconcile their differences and be able to move in the right direction. You cannot declare a divided Biafra. Biafra cannot be declared on the altar of division. Absolutely not. You cannot divide Biafrans and go and declare a divided Biafra. It cannot work. You know that it cannot work. So Biafra is not a political party arrangement. It is a consensus of every Biafran, and we must also take into cognizance that Biafra is not an Igbo affair. It's not an Igbo affair. It is an affair for every tribe and every state and every individual, even to the child that is still in the stomach, is still in the womb, must be carried along in this declaration and restoration process. It's not something that someone will sit back in his bedroom or basement and make declarations. It's absolutely fraudulent, if I may use the word, and that is the right word to be used. Quite unfortunately, we have seen some of our people fall victim of these circumstances because of most of them passionate. I would admit that most of them passionate, most of them desperate because they want to see Biafra come in just overnight. In just one night, they will sleep and wake up in Biafra. But also, we also understand that our people do not have that capacity for long suffering. We do not have that ability for long suffering. We want to see things done very, very fast. We are not because we as a people have developed this mentality and the mindset of you buy, you sell, everything move very fast. We do not have that. Long-term capacity to sustain and go through the due process. And that is the reason why today also, when you look at no matter how bad the zoo setting is, you see people have not been able to even build anything tangible in terms of maintaining a status quo to be able to have their own position, even inside the zoo political setting. You see them running up and down, left, right, and center. Today they are here, tomorrow they are there. I remember when Ojukwu set up the Abga party to be able to see how he can use that process to go through political process to emancipate our people. But the people that he handed this party, the Abga party, to, we have dispersed. They have jumped from one party to another, from PDP to APC, because there is no consistent ideology. There is no consistent character in building and sustaining project. And that same attitude continues to follow people, where you see already set up structure, but people are looking for the easy way out, somewhere where there are people run to where the structure does not exist. As a result of the desperation, seeking a cheap and easy way out. Quite unfortunate, quite unfortunate. But many of us are here. We are here because we understand the mindset of an average Biafran and an average Igbo person, because we're always in a hurry. Always in a hurry. We want to see things done, even if we have to go through the back door to get them done. But in Biafra restoration, it's not, you cannot go through the back door. There is no room. There is no even door at the back to pass through. You must go through all the necessary processes. And that is why some of us will continue to make our people understand that restoration of Biafra requires a lot. It's not something you shout on a social media, on Twitter, on Facebook, and you just wake up and get Biafra. There are a lot. There are a lot of work to be done. There are certain work that you do that are not visible, and that is where the leadership of IPOB comes in. Because when it comes to, digging to be able to get a precious stone or a precious metal, you don't find them on the surface. You have to dig deep and deep and deep and deep to be able to get those natural resources. And that is what they have been able to make sure that they go deep in the areas of diplomacy. And very, very important that our people understand that there is a diplomatic angle to Biafra restoration. All the noise on social media is just to create awareness, which is quite interesting. But where the harder job is the diplomatic angle, where you have to build relationship with other countries and other states. And in the process of building this relationship, you don't come on social media to come and announce the relationships you are building, because you also have rivalries too. And most of the countries you would want to build relationship to already have an existing relationship with the country that we are fighting to secede from. So they would not want you to jeopardize that relationship with that country, because they also have their interest. And the truth of the matter is that they would want to make sure that whatever relationship they are keeping with you is somehow also in confidence, and they must see that confidence in you. And that is why you have seen that the leadership of IPOB have worked very, very, very hard to build that credibility. Credibility in the sense that countries can see the leadership of IPOB and the structure of IPOB as a structure that is capable, a structure that is not flippant, a structure that is sustainable. You must be able to prove to them that you can be confided in, because there are certain discussions they would want to have with you as a body, as an institution. They also have to evaluate the risk. If we reveal some of these, you know, secret or some of this information to this institution, do they have the capacity to keep those, some of this information, within a certain circle to make sure that it is well secured? All these components are very, very important. Very, very important. So that is why most of the time when we see our people come to ask, hey, what is DOS doing? What is DOS doing? You do not expect anybody to come on social media or come on radio or broadcasting every day to be giving you detail of the meetings they had with countries, for example, to start coming to tell you, yes, yesterday we were with a particular country, for example, we were with Brazil president, and look at the discussion we had, look at how he's trying to help, for example, so that people do not say, I'm just giving for example, because they understand. And also we must take into cognizance also that in the process of this struggle for Biafra restoration, certain mistakes have been made in the past. And having learned from some of these mistakes, it is important that we correct them on our path, on our way, on the journey. We must learn to look at where we have made mistakes. We must look at where we have made certain missteps to be able to start correcting them. Because if you do not identify places you have made mistakes, you will continue to make the mistake going forward. So it's very, very important that our people understand that IPOB have done certain things with good intention, but didn't get the required result because of the way they were handled in the past. And you cannot continue to handle certain things in certain manners and you expect that you're going to get result, or you expect that certain entities are going to take you serious. So what I'm bringing to you this evening is for our people to understand that the social media noise is just like a 5% of the job that need to be done. The social media noise and the awareness is just 5% of the job that need to be done. Why you have the 95% is completely off the social media. So it is very, very important that our people understand that coming to social media to come and dance and do content and all these things is not going to give you result that you need. There is a much work to be done behind the scene than what you see online. And the people you are dealing with must have the confidence. They must see you as a reputable and capable institution that has what it takes, because you are not dealing with individuals, you are dealing with countries. IPOB is not dealing with individuals, you are dealing with countries. And when you present yourself as an institution seeking emancipation, seeking freedom, you must show in your character that you also have the capacity to govern yourself, because it's not just a question of you getting the freedom. Countries you're also dealing with are also looking at your post freedom era, how you are going to govern your country. There is a lot at stake, because you cannot go to any country bringing a proposal to them for your freedom without also telling them your vision for the country you want to build. You must be able to present to them your ideal nation you are fighting for. So it's not just enough to come online and say, we want Biafra, we want Biafra. What is the idea behind the Biafra you want to build? No country is ready to give you a Biafra that will end up becoming another zoo. Any country that is supporting you must see the potential, must see your capacity to build a future, to build a country. And not just building a country, also a country that also align with their own understanding as well, that align with their own values. So that is why it's very, very important that our people need to be vast in some of these topics. And that is why we'll continue to bring forth some of these discussions so that our people will understand that it's not just enough to come online and shout, we need Biafra, which is not bad, but there is a 95% job that is done outside the social media. And this job requires a lot. It requires a lot. And it's not just enough to say, I want Biafra, give me Biafra, I declare Biafra, and all that. No, there is a lot at stake. So our people must understand that there is a lot at stake here. There is a lot at stake. So for me, like I said earlier, that what I'm talking about today, and what I want our people to understand today, is that the Biafra restoration that we pursue cannot be achieved in isolation. You cannot achieve it in isolation. You cannot achieve Biafra in one basement, in one warehouse where you just walk in, do all the shenanigans, and say you have rest. No, there is a lot. There is a lot. So for me, it is very, very important that we see through some of these important issues that is before us, because it's not a child's play. It's not a child's play. And one other thing again, we have been able to do, like I posted, is that IPOB have also been able to identify. IPOB have also been able to identify um, some of the land mines, because in this struggle there is a lot of booby traps, a lot of land mines that have been set for IPOB. Lot of land mines. We have seen how effort have been made on so many occasions to criminalize the Biafra struggle. We have seen in so many occasions effort have been made to tag IPOB a terrorist organization. What is the aim of trying to tag IPOB a terrorist organization? To criminalize the Biafra struggle under the leadership of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. What is the aim? Some of these things are the things our people need to understand, because if for any reason IPOB is criminalized or internationally designated as a terrorist organization, that is a very, very, very big win for our detractors. A very, very big win, because no country in the world will want to have anything to do with any terrorist organization, considering the situation that the world is living in today, where you have the issue of terrorism in the front burner, fight against terrorism. So it is very, very important that we take some of these things also very serious. And why are we talking about these things and trying to enlighten our people? Just imagine, for example, that maybe some of our leadership or people in the leadership of IPOB, as a result of recklessness, as a result of their lack of understanding of international law, didn't, comport themselves, did not abide by the international laws and the rules. And today you have all of them rounded up in different countries and put behind bars. How do you expect the Biafra struggle to move forward? Because as it stands today, the only country that have, made the attempt to designate IPOB a terrorist organization is Nigeria. And they did that for a purpose. The purpose of doing that is to make sure that you do not have that association with people who have the capacity to give you the necessary support you are going to need. First of all, one of the aim of trying to tag or designate IPOB a terrorist organization in Nigeria is to be able to target the funding of IPOB. Because the moment you tag an organization or a people, a terrorist outfit, the funding of that organization becomes a point of target. And we all know the effort Nigeria have put into target IPOB funding over the years, because they understand that the struggle requires a lot of funding. So if internationally, as some people have tried to push IPOB, if internationally we were not able to organize ourselves as law-abiding citizens, as people who are working within the international law of self-determination, if internationally we are not able to put our acts together, and today, as a result of recklessness, IPOB was internationally tagged as a terrorist organization, how are you going to survive? No country is ready to associate with you. No country would want to have anything meaningful with you. Now, the question you are going to ask is, how are you going to maneuver internationally, diplomatically, to be able to have access to some of the diplomatic benefits that IPOB is enjoying today? So it is very, very important that our people understand the depth of the struggle they are fighting for. That is not just enough to come on social media. It's not just enough to come online and make all the noise. Anybody can make noise online. But the question is, do you have the understanding of the battle you have chosen? Do you have the understanding of the fight you are involved in? So it's not just enough to come and take responsibility of killings. It's not enough. So it is important for our people to understand that it requires a lot of maneuvering. It requires a lot of control. There are, at some point, you have to hold break. You have to wait when it is required. When it is required that you slow down, you slow down, because that is what is required at that time. So the struggle for Biafra restoration is not a freeway express road journey, because there are landmines, there are booby traps all over the place. And if you are in a battlefield, and you are not careful of landmine that is being put on the way to your destination in that battlefield, you are going to be blown away. You'll be blown away. So if our people live with this reality, they will understand. They will understand that there is a lot at stake. And the moment you understand that there is a lot at stake, your attitude and your comportment will be different. You choose your words rightly. You behave differently with that sense of responsibility. So for me, we have a duty to continue to make sure that our people understand the rudiments of the journey they have embarked upon. Very, very, very important. Very, very, very important. So that is the reason I'm taking these few hours to be able to have this interaction. And I also want to make you understand that the line is open for those who want to call in. If you want to call in, if you have something to tell me, if you have something to communicate to Biafran people, the line is open and the number is on the screen. +39 388 177 9665. The number is there if you want to call in to make any contribution. um I can guarantee you that we can make this conversation and be able to also, because I know that there are a lot of our people out there who have a lot to also offer. I understand the level of desperation. I understand the level of frustration. I understand what our people are going through in the damnable Zoological Republic of Nigeria. I understand how difficult it is, but we cannot, because of this desperation, jump out of the ship and fall into the ocean. That would be suicidal. We have embarked on this journey and we must hold ourselves tight because there are lots and lots and lots of distraction on the way. And this distraction come in different forms. And that is why it's important that we must be careful because the distraction is huge. If you are not careful, you become distracted. And that is why I'm telling you that you do not fall into the trap set for you by the enemies. Because if you understand the trap of the enemy, then you also be able to find a way to maneuver it. But because many do not understand the trap the enemy have set for them, many people have fallen by the side today because they do not even understand that they are falling into a trap. Quite unfortunately. Very, very unfortunate. So we must understand that you cannot restore Biafra in isolation. It is not possible. The restoration of Biafra is not child's game. It's not children's movie. It's not content creation. It's a very serious business. And our people must understand that the Biafra restoration is a serious business. It's not a children's joke in the park. So we have so many languages. We have so many um, tribes. You have different tribes. You have different people. Even within the Biafra territory, we also have diversities. in thoughts, diversities in understanding. And all these thoughts and understanding must be put together. They must all be composed. They must all be articulated. You must bring all of them to the table before you wake up and say you are declaring Biafra. Before you wake up and say you are restoring Biafra. Everybody must be carried along. Reconciliations will be made where necessary and where important. So it's not a project where somebody wakes up in the morning, you brush your teeth, you drink your tea, and you say you want to restore or you want to declare Biafra. That is fraud. That is fraud. So our people must understand. Our people must understand that the agitation for Biafra restoration continues. Agitation for Biafra restoration continues because we cannot restore a Biafra where you still have the likes of Hope Uzodimma, where you still have the Eastern governors as it stands today governing you. You cannot declare and restore Biafra and the Hope Uzodimma is still the governor of Imo State. Is it not ridiculous? The Nigerian police is still in charge of your territory. Is it not ridiculous? You are still using the Naira note to buy akara and beans after your declaration of Biafra. Biafra cannot be declared in isolation. Don't let nobody deceive you. The struggle for Biafra restoration is a process, and it's a gradual process. And in course of this struggle, institutions also will be built. Structures, necessary structures will be put in place. So do not allow yourself to be ridiculed by elements that do not wish our people well. Do not allow yourself to be ridiculed by individuals who do not even understand what they are doing. Do not be desperate to the point where you now find yourself in an environment where you are duped or you are defrauded because of desperation. Because most of the things that lead to being defrauded is desperation. All the people you've seen being defrauded or duped is because they are desperate. And that is why we must not allow desperation, no matter the amount of pressure. My people, the line is open. We have spent over 40 minutes in this interaction, and I would like people to call in. I want you to share your thought with me. The number is on the screen. +39 is a WhatsApp call, by the way. +39 388 177 9665. Call in and give me your thought. We cannot afford to let ourselves be deceived. Do not let nobody fool you. Those who told you that they have declared and they have restored Biafra, what is the next step for them now? Because I don't want to wake up tomorrow again and still hear somebody saying, give us, we are still agitating. You can't still agitate when you have already arrived at your destination. You cannot say you are still agitating when you have already accepted that you have arrived your destination. Because for us, we have not arrived at our destination. We have not arrived our destination yet. We are still on the journey. We are still on the journey. We are still on the path of the process. Because we know that things that need to be done have not been done yet. And one thing we must also make abundantly clear is that we are not in a hurry in this journey. We are not in a hurry. Why are we not in a hurry? Because we want to follow the due process in getting to our destination. We are not going to take any shortcut in this process. Because I understand that our people love taking shortcuts. Our people are good at taking shortcuts in achieving their goals. But in IPOB, we believe that the process is even more important. Because we cannot make a history that when the next generation will look back and they will start questioning, how did we get here? Just like we have in Nigeria today, people are asking, how did we get here? Because the British took a shortcut in the process of the amalgamation of the zoo called Nigeria. And the foundation was wrongly laid. We aren't going to do that. We are not going to follow any fraudulent process to Biafra restoration. We are not going to follow any illegal path to Biafra restoration. So that if we are going to pay the price, we are going to look back and say the price is worth it, because it is worth it indeed. Our people must understand that if you have to build an egalitarian society that we all aspire for, then we cannot take part of fraud in building that egalitarian society. We cannot take the part of illegality in building an egalitarian society. Because the foundation must be right without option. It's not optional. The foundation we are going to build, or we are building, or we are working towards must be right. So the future generation do not have to pay the price we are supposed to pay today. Because what we are looking at is the future. We are looking at the future and not today. So this idea of sharp sharp, sharp sharp, no, there is no sharp sharp. There is no sharp sharp in this journey. We must fulfill all obligations. All obligations must be fulfilled. And we are not ready to answer terrorists before we restore Biafra. Because there are better options and the laws are very clear. Some people will say, but Mandela was declared a terrorist. But in the days of Mandela, terrorism had a different definition. In the era of Mandela, terrorism had a different meaning. Today, 2024, terrorism have a different meaning. So it is very, very important that we operate with the time. You must check your time to know what the time is. You must understand the time you live in, because we no longer live in the days of Mandela. Very, very important. So the line is open for those who want to call in before we start rounding up this program. The line is open for whoever that want to call in. If you want to make your contribution, if you want to call in, you want to ask questions, the line is open. Do so as fast as you can. So, like I said, we cannot do this in isolation. It's not possible. Consultations will be made. And that process of consultation is what is being done right now. And there are certain consultations, diplomatic consultations, that you don't come to show on social media. You don't come to dance on videos for the world to see what you are doing. No, because these are confidential issues. And that is where the structure of IPOB and the leadership comes in. So for many who are looking for update, I'm giving you update now. This is the update. This is the update you have been waiting for. The update you have been waiting for. Very important, my people. Let's not allow anybody deceive us, please. Don't let anybody distract you, please. I'm begging. I'll be rounding up soon. If you want to call in, you have the opportunity to do so now before I leave, because I believe I have said enough. And I hope to be coming your way soon again for us to be able to have this heart to heart interaction. You know, sometimes it is frustrating when you face certain distractions, but the distraction is something you should see ahead and avoid them, because that is the only way you can save your situation. When you do not see the distractions ahead of you, you might fall victim. But your ability to sense and see your distraction will help you avoid it. Your ability to see it in advance will help you, avoid it. So we are not here for shenanigans. We are not here to satisfy people's emotion. We are not here to feed into your feelings and appeal to your feelings. Because what happens is that who want to take advantage of you, people who want to take advantage of you will try as much as possible to appeal to your feelings. People who want to take advantage of you would find every means possible to appeal to your feelings, because they want to take advantage of you. They need to hold onto your feelings to be able to manipulate you and take advantage of you. So when you see people complaining that the leadership is not appealing to their feelings, that IPOB leadership is not doing anything to give them that, that satisfaction they seek, because the leadership is not interested in taking advantage of you. Ordinarily, it doesn't cost Mazi Chike Doziem to put on costume every evening and dance for you. It doesn't cost him anything to put on costume, do some makeup, rub some pancake, come on live video, dance for you, and you'll be contributing. But he's not here to take advantage of your feelings. I don't know if I'm communicating. Those who want to take advantage of your feelings are those who are ready to tell you what you want to hear, not what you need to know. Those who want to take advantage of feelings are always there to sugarcoat you, to make you believe that yes, that Biafra is coming tomorrow morning, because they know that that is what you want to hear. But the leadership of IPOB is not in for that. They don't need anything from you. They are not here to massage your ego and make you feel good. Absolutely not. They are not here to entertain you with words of exaltation. No, absolutely not. Because they are facing the reality. Sometimes they even prefer not to communicate at all than to send the wrong messages. Our people must understand what time is it. Our people must understand the responsibility before them. Because the journey we have embarked upon is a very huge task. It's not a game of or a walk in the park. A lot is involved. We must wake up and face the reality. Biafra declaration and restoration cannot be done in isolation. Everybody must be involved. As a matter of must, it's not optional. Every tribe must be represented. Every institution must be present. Even the unborn child in the mother's womb must be consulted. So it's not child's play. You cannot restore Biafra in division. That is the truth of the matter. And that is where I have to end my program this evening. Until I see you again, my name remains Maazi Ikem Patrick DK. And this is Patrick Ikem Chronicle, coming to you live today, 30th of November 2024. And it's my pleasure to have you. And I say until I see you again, have a wonderful evening and God bless you all.